sir.
Of course.
We got into a conversation earlier about your language and stuff, and I find that really interesting because that's some of the stuff that I was admiring when you speak.
Say again?
There's moments that you really enunciate what you're saying, and it just pulls me in.
Oh, really?
And your videos and all that. And I think that comes from some of the stuff you're talking about, where in your older Cambodian you speak, you enunciate more and stuff.
Right.
So like we're talking with Tet, and then you come in, and I'm just like, because you'll talk and you'll say that like certain words that you really want to get the point across.
Right.
You come in really sharp and clean, right?
The thing is, Craig, I don't feel my words can carry what I'm trying to express to the other person. So I use the word, might be right or wrong, it doesn't matter. It's the vibration I put out, and I try to send out this Wi-Fi signal that people will feel what I'm trying to say.
See, you know what that is? You know
What is that?
But you know what that is?
What is that?
You're doing what Bruce Lee does.
Right.
But you're doing it your own unique way.
And he was on coke. But I'm not.
This is huge, man.
This is huge? Oh.
This is huge. Well, it's finding your identity and finding your communication style, and that feeds into your acting. But when you're acting, like, it's like part of you doesn't think that's okay. It doesn't fit in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I need to do exactly what I said to Tet about surrendering. It's hard for me to surrender to what does the audience think about me when I'm saying this and being quirky. I'm supposed to be a superhero and I'm supposed to be stoic. Right. I'm supposed to be masculine. But instead, I'm this person who is all that. And then I'm also very childish, very playful. Sometimes I feel like there's no weight on my shoulders when there is. And I could do the most serious thing. And I could say, it doesn't matter when I die. I'm going to just leave right now. Because I don't fucking care.
That's the example of a lead guy that we need to see. Not the one that's shut down from their feelings and all that, right?
Wow, I need to take a breath just to accept that. Damn, Craig. Because what you said, what it means to me is this. I'm enough as is.
You're what?
I'm enough as is. You know how important that is for men and women, people, to be like, I'm enough as is? It's so hard to breathe that in and just accept it, right?
Yeah.
But this is where the audience empathizes. We all feel that way, right?
This is so huge. You know the note that I wrote driving down here out of nowhere? Is acting is not like people ask like what is acting? Acting is a state of being.
Right.
And you get there by doing all the exercises, studying your character and all that. And then it's about the state of being. And how much can you bring your natural state of being into your acting?
Right.
Right? Instead of getting trapped into all the lead roles that we've seen where a man is shown by just stoic and just answers and is tough and you can't reach him and he's not vulnerable.
Right. To their credit, some people who actually do that and do well, it's because that is actually just them.
Right.
But we cannot, but yeah, I can't be them because I'm not them.
Yeah.
But I'm equally as great in my own vibration. Easy to have that thought.
Yeah.
To actually do it. Now I'm thinking, I'm acting like Bruce Lee. Feel, right? To actually be honest with oneself. It's so hard. But I surrender.
You're this far away from doing that. You got that one right? Do you know what this is?
What is that?
This is the width of your mind.
Oh,
Right?
shit. The width of your mind.
That's as far as the way that you are to being fully yourself. It's just the mind that gets in the way. When you can occupy the mind or get clear on what it is that your state of being is,
Right.
you shift into that state of being, and your acting is going to be like blow everybody away. And that's the gift that you have to bring to acting. And you have that luxury because you play the lead.
Yes. And we spoke about this just so we give something to the audience. When you play the lead, you can actually do whatever the fuck you want because the rest of the cast got to follow you and make it make sense. Okay, how do I feel right now? I feel pretty inspired. I'm tired. I feel anxious too because when you break that wall, like you know how you hit that ceiling, Tet?
Yes.
When you break that wall, that ain't nothing small. That's building physical highways in your brain. You actually molding your brain and it hurts. And it grows dendrites, something like that, when you sleep. Okay. For a moment there, I forgot that I'm injured.
So to people watching this, and that moment that you had that full body revelation, right? 'Cause it's like I'm giving you stuff, and all of a sudden you really got it. And you knew enough to say, I don't know if you said it, but it was like you needed that moment for everything to rewire. 'Cause that was such a beautiful moment.
Right.
Right? Because if you, that was him, a demonstration of him hitting the cap.
Right.
And he hung out there because he knew that's where he should hang out.
Right.
The emotions came, everything expanded, everything rewired to that.
Thank you for saying that. And let me tell the audience what I felt because they might not have seen it.
Yeah.
My hand is pulsing. All my muscles want to tense up and protect myself. I should have explained it when it was happening. But I had to breathe it in and say, I accept that. And when I say that I accept that, I can literally cry my eyes out. I can literally do that. Because it wants to. Why don't I let it? Because I want to be coherent. And I've done this for over 15 years that I know I actually have a certain amount of ownership over my emotions. Just because I want to cry doesn't mean I just do it. It's not having ownership and being afraid and actually having a negative connotation to crying and negative feelings like self-hate and all that. But in acting from the beginning, we realize all these things are just colors. And the more colors you have to play with, the, more tools you have to paint your masterpiece. So you want more colors. You don't want self-hate to sneak up on you. You want to use self-hate as your greatest ally. That dark side, during this hip replacement and pain was at a 9, that shadow self, he ain't playing. He says, give me more, you motherfucker. I ain't fucking scared of shit. Because that good side that plays nice, he's scared. But your shadow side's your greatest fucking ally. So know that you have self-hate. Know that you fucking want to burn the world down. And know that that's not where to go. That's just one side of what you feel. Because the same power that wants to burn the world down is the same fuel you need to make a difference. Because that guy can tolerate some pain. And if you make that guy your ally, yin and yang come together, now you're a very rare human being. That's what you want to be, And I mean, at the end, it's all the same. And that's what I love about this film, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Nihilism, nothing matters, or every moment matters. What is it? It's both. We live for connection. The fact that I heard the story about you haven't seen your grandma since you were 9. It wasn't even me. I feel that. How meaningful. How powerful. How do I feel? I feel like I'm talking too damn much, but that's the Asian side. Thank you guys for listening.
Oh, damn.
Good word.
Oh,
I'm very happy that I'm seeing Craig and DY again, cause yesterday I was having a conversation with DY briefly on FaceTime. I was saying that I was like, wow, like I'm young. I need to stay there longer to go further in my career. LA. I need to stay there longer, but I was telling DY that I was like, I want to leave LA. It just feels like, a little bit superficial and whatnot. But I was telling DY that like, I'm glad that I still have, maybe even though it's not a lot, I'm glad that I have people like DY, Craig, and like some few people who kind of like be real with me, and also like, they are not putting up a front. The warmth you feel around them is actually genuine and real. So I feel very appreciative of that. And yeah.
Take yourself on the journey, like emotionally, to connect. So more than taking us on the journey of you telling the story to us, tell the story to us, but priority is you taking yourself on an emotional journey to connect emotionally more. That's what I'm...
So focus more on
Yes.
what's my experience.
Yeah, what's going to get you into a state of availability so you can go anywhere? Does that make any sense? Just knowing where you're at. So it's like, how do I feel? And you're listening deep down.
Okay.
You're listening to your body. You're looking at your body and paying attention. So you could take yourself on an emotional journey, because when you do, the audience will follow your emotional journey, because your vibration makes us incapable of not going with you if we're watching. Does that make any sense?
It makes sense. It makes sense. Very poetic.
Yes.
Makes sense.
So don't just say it with your words.
Okay.
Right after you say it, dive deep into it, even if you have to close your eyes. And you just came from something that's like pivotal in your life, right? Seeing your grandma. Oh my God. Take us on that journey.
Right now, my body feels cold. I feel this like silence in my brain, and thinking about my grandma. She raised me ever since I was born, basically.
Feel that.
Yeah. It was my grandma, and it was her mother, and it was my auntie. Those three pretty much raised me, where my mother was the first sibling to go abroad, Malaysia. And she worked and sent money home.
Feel that.
I didn't get to know my mom too well when I was a kid. My great-grandmother is the one I was closest to. I sleep with her in the same bed, and she would tell me stories. She would tell me stories about this king that met a farmer, and he wondered why this farmer is more happy than himself. It's just this like journey of a king discovering how he have less than a farmer, and the king not understanding the farmer of why you don't want to be king. Why don't you want to be in my scenario? You know, as a kid, I never understood it. It was just these imaginations of like the descriptions of these, you know, luxuries, right? Like the great food that the king has, the gold that he wears, just those luxury and the beautiful scenery that is being told inside this story that got me excited as a child.
Feel that excitement, bro. Don't push it away.
Of course.
Take yourself on the journey.
And
Deep, deep, deep.
I didn't understand the story until being older. So I feel really appreciative of like how my grandmother and how I was raised as a child. And, you know, losing my great grandmother the moment I got to America was very tough. And my grandmother that I just saw in Thailand, the whole, you know, the whole airplane ride of like 13 hours, even going to Korea, that was all I could think about, was that this might be the last time I see her. And from Korea to Thailand, the whole 6 hours I might be riding, that's all I could think about. It's almost as if like I don't want to cry in front of her. I don't want to make her even more sad than it already is. Because I'm like a child, her child to her. She raised me. So I think I was mentally preparing for the moment, so I don't cry.
Why?
I want her to be happy when she sees me. Of course she's happy. I just want to give her the best memory, and I want her to be proud of who I have become as a grandson and also as a man. So I didn't want to further make her cry, because I already know that their tears will come, and I don't want to make them even more sad by
You don't think
me crying.
crying is connection?
Yes, I do think,
Expression?
I do believe it. I did.
Don't you think they want to receive your expression of how you feel?
I did cry.
Do you think it's weak to cry?
I do not think it's weak to cry. I do believe crying is valuable. You shouldn't cry all the time. It should be valuable when you cry. But I did cry with them. It's just more like I was able to still speak, but you just see my eye just bawl, and you know, you would hear this voice crack coming out of me. I was like, oh, auntie, it's okay. And then my voice cracked like this, like, you know, almost like, in that moment, I feel like as if I am like an adult, but it's not a bad thing. I felt like it's somewhat wrong that I might have done that, because I felt like an adult, like trying to distract a child. Oh, it's okay. Like, this is okay. Oh, it's okay. It doesn't hurt what happened to your head. It felt like I was doing that. And I'm not sure if it's the right thing or the wrong thing to do.
You want to try something different?
Yeah.
So from what I'm hearing, you allowed your behavior, which was cool, to be altered so that you would take care of her. You didn't want her to feel sad. You didn't want her to, and you, in your words, you say, I know how she would just feel this way, or I know, but you don't know, right? But you took care of her by your idea of what you thought she would react.
Of course. Yeah.
Right, yeah. And so that you did the noble thing. So now as an actor, can you relive that moment? Can you see her in front of you? Radioactive. Relive a moment and be there completely for yourself, your full expression. Okay? You're also there to connect with her, but let's say that she is, she's in her 80s or whatever. She's lived life. She knows all about emotions and everything. And if you cried in front of her, or if you were just completely honest, that would be the biggest gift that you could give to her. That memory of you being fully yourself and not taking care of her. Does that make sense? You know how when someone's like, oh, that's okay, and compensates, it sort of like takes something away from you, like you don't get to see really what the person's feeling. So I feel a big shift already in you. You want to go for it?
I do feel the shift.
Yeah.
But I have a question in my mind is, like, I feel this barrier. How do I communicate with that barrier?
And what's the barrier?
Because I could, in this moment, in this room, like imagining that and thinking that does make me feel sad or like a certain way, but there's this like a cap that is like kind of like not letting me go further. How do I communicate with that?
We see that.
Yeah.
It's strange, but we see exactly where the cap is.
Exactly.
And the words you say to get back down. And you've built that strong. And like he said, that's super noble. And that's what we love about you. But in art,
Of course.
and to take full ownership of it, you have to be able to, you control it. It doesn't control you. You decide. It makes you more powerful because now you're objective about things. You own it.
Okay.
So the cap is what everyone has to keep them normal. That's what everybody in the world has.
Of
and
course.
we as actors have to find out, like your question, how do I get rid of that cap?
And
Right.
I also have another question. It's like, because I noticed that I noticed the cap. I'm aware of the cap, and as it rises and the emotion gets close to the cap, I think when it comes to especially like crying, when it gets to the cap just kind of like become invisible. It's still there, but it becomes invisible. Where it becomes, when it can become invisible, it becomes kind of like self-conscious, and I can't like.
Yeah, so it has power over you, and it has power over your mind that you can't even identify it.
That's
Right?
Yeah, I can't find where it is.
So
Where-
this cap is what I call a thermostat, right? You have your thermostat set at a certain temperature, and every time it gets to that temperature, it just shuts off the air conditioning, right? And it's just like, I don't know why, but it just does it, right?
Yeah.
So you set that cap there, you set that thermostat sometime in your life because the crying would make you too vulnerable. Or let's say you cried and some bully came along and said, oh, look at that, Tet's crying again or whatever, right? So it's like, what will happen if you don't? Because you're in total freedom here. We aren't going to judge you. We're encouraging it, right?
Of course.
So you as the actor has to just say, I am willing to take that risk. I'm in a safe place. I'm not going to react by my history controlling me. I'm going to be present with the moment of what I'm the freedom that I'm allowing myself, and giving yourself full permission. And when that voice comes up or whatever comes up, just sit with that barrier, right? Because you get to there, and then it listens to the cap, and it goes back down. So if you could hang out in that point, if you just stay there, that's the work already.
Be more present when that happens.
In that struggle there.
Okay.
Because even that struggle is interesting, right? But if you can stay with that, so you're naturally going to drop down, but just keep letting it go back up there again. Just keep letting it go back up there. right? And then you let yourself go back there by going back and saying, being truthful. Where does that cap come in? Oh, I noticed that cap came in by my chest kind of got tighter and closed down. Just breathe in there, let it come through, let yourself shake, whatever, right? This is the work.
Okay.
More important than lines is your instrument, your awareness of self, and what surrendering, because it takes so much courage to surrender to the moment and not control what other people feel about you. That is so much courage, right?
Amen.
As an Asian person, every person, not just an Asian person, but even more so, we owe to our parents, and we always think about our ancestors. They're all dead and gone, and they're still believing, they're still here, they're still watching, and we can't surrender to being watched, but surrender. Whatever this prison you built for yourself of I can't cry, that's a prison you built for yourself. Everybody's imprisoned, so if you could free yourself from the prison, that is what's inspiring to people who are watching. Like, wow, he can do it. Maybe I can too, you know? So this is beyond film stuff. This is, as a human, who are you? And you can't lie to the audience who you are, especially if you're a martial artist. When you do your martial arts, everybody, the vibration you bring, you can't lie about who you are.
Right.
And that's why I love martial arts so much. Anyways, thank you for sharing. You want to say anything?
Oh, no. I'm just very.
Sorry, we throw a lot of shit.
No.
I'm so sorry.
I really appreciate and I really like how hearing the words from the way how Craig is like explaining all this and the way how you're explaining all this. It feels like a poetry, but like a poetry that makes sense, you know?
Right. We speak the truth.
I really like how you guys are very creative with the
Craig
words.
is coherent. I'm so chaotic. I don't know what's.
No, you're not.
No.
No. Ooh, vlogging has helped.
Oh.
But you're in good fucking hands.
Yes, sir.
In 10 years,
Oh yeah, right.
because you have so much soul.
Oh.
It's because your background and what things actually mean to you, and what Craig said. You're noble. You know, you think about other people. Anyways,
Thank you.
brother. Thank you. Shit. Craig, do you wanna? Okay,
All
let's
right.
go, Craig.
Set the timer.
Yeah. Emotionally exhausted.
I forget what this is about. When three people of like mind can get together and speak a truth that resonates with all of us. I'm just so affected by DY up here. I'm at my cap on my edge, because one of the things he talked about was the fire and
Let's go, Craig.
the knowing of that. I can't even. It's me lost for words right now. You're talking about enduring the pain and the ability to fight something so strong and endure through it. And that's the thing that pushes you through life to do what you're doing and have that purpose. I'm a later in life guy. My whole beginning life was all about experience, doing anything. And now it's a lot about trying to find more, even that thing that drives me, that I got to do this. And I'm conflicted with the other side of, I've already led a huge life. It's time to just relax and retire. And there's this other side of me that's just like, I got to get out there and I got to share this. I got to share this knowledge. I got to share the connection that I have that helps me channel wisdom. I got to put myself out there. And there's a part of me that knows it and loves it and being with you guys and just feeling like where this takes us, that fires me up. I have a student that I teach online who is all the way in Louisiana. And I get fired up just to teach that 1 hour class. And I go over all the time because I can't keep it just to an hour. There's so much that wants to come through. And yet, I let the littlest things, like not being able to find a place to teach my classes or whatever, I let that be the thing that stops me. And that fire, I tell it, it's okay, you don't have to, you know. We'll just keep that pilot light going. That's good enough, you know. But when it starts to come through, and I see the passion that it gives me for life, and the understanding that we can get in little moments like this, because so much of life, myself and everybody, we're wandering around trying to figure it out. And those moments that we figure something out, you're like, oh, I got this down now. I know what life's about. Then wham, you get by something else, and it's like, what is that? You know, and we're all here to help each other, like figure out and come to moments where you get the light opens up and you understand your life, or you understand everything before just sort of makes sense. Like, oh, all that crap, all those experiences and play and stuff, it makes sense because this is who I am now, and this is what I want to bring forward, right? I think it's that thing of, like, I'm so glad who I am right now. You know that thing where it's like, you see someone that hates their life and you're like, God, that's got to be hard. Because I really am so appreciative of who I am, all my opportunities, everything that has made me, I love myself, right?
That's hard for us.
That makes everything that happened perfect, right? Because otherwise I wouldn't be who I am now. Any divorce that I went through that I'm having a hard time at that time, it all makes sense because it's like, I love who I am now. And when I get those moments of what it is that's stopping me from bringing this full being into life and engaging it into the world, being the gift that I am, that's I forgot the rest of my sentence. I forgot how I started it.
It don't matter because we could feel the vibration you're putting
Right?
out. Yep.
But there becomes that understanding. That's what it is. It's the hooking into that energy that gets you through that cap, through those little bridges, those little things, those little lids that we put on ourselves. The glass ceiling, is that what they call it, right? Like, how do we break that glass ceiling? Yeah. So, and when you get down to it, like what DY and I talk about, why we resonate so much, is so much of the answers are by just being in your body. This is all we have. This is our instrument. We go through life with this. And if we don't respect it and really live in it, we're somewhere else. We're in our head and our thoughts and something that doesn't exist. We're in the past trying to fix something, or in the future that's far away and we don't even know. But it's like, how do you really drop into this instrument that is, if you think about it, our direct connection to God and something bigger. I use the God word. Because we're fucking miracles right now. Just the fact that we're breathing, we have we have autonomic systems that we don't even know why it's running. You know, our blood, our heartbeats, all that sort of stuff. It's a miracle. All these years of science, and they can't figure out the human body. And they come up with certain things like, this is what it is and this is what we should do. Years later, it's like, no, that's completely wrong. This is a whole new idea. This is what's going on, and we don't know.
What about consciousness?
Right?
The fact that we're
Holy
conscious,
crap.
bro. Speak on it.
That one. So that's the other thing too, is how do we keep expanding how do we stay in the, I know this, but I don't know that. And how to stay in the curiosity and the wonder of life. And we've found this tool of acting that most people don't even understand and have judgments on. Oh, you're an actor, right? Then I can't even trust you because you're acting all the time, right? But we have that ability to like be aware of this human body and how it works, and how to keep expanding that, because everything we do constrict ourselves keeps us from being able to be a full human being, right? And not trying to be something else, not trying. I think that's the whole thing of a superhero thing, right? It's all popular because people are like, I want to be more than who I am. I want to be like more than even a human being. I want to be some like superhuman. I want to have all these abilities and stuff. We already have those things. We have abilities of ESP. We have abilities to see someone else's mind. We have ability to project into the future and see something that's going to happen. We have those things. We just put a cap on it because we're afraid of it, right? And we've all had that to some degree, where you're like, damn, how did I know that? How did I know that was going to happen? I dreamt it, or I thought it before it even happened. You know, it's like those aren't miracles. That's everyday usage of who we are, you know. We're built in the image of God, and we have abilities that are God-like. And we also have a fucking ego that fucks that up.
Oh, shit.
Right? So, anyway, is there anything else? Yeah, you know.
I've never seen you so, like, fired up. I've never seen you so fired up.
No, I'm fine.
You have ground energy, which I love because it balances me out. But you're really fired up. You're like fire right now.
See, I think that's what's so dynamic about our friendship, right? Like, there's a grounding, but it's like you inspire me to be fired up. That's you know.
I could be a cult leader.
You could be.
I mean, every Saturday, that's basically it.
That's
That's
true.
right. Either of us could be cult leaders, right?
Yeah.
And then we're cult leaders to each other. Yeah, something that I get from you when you speak from your passion is that when something comes through you, you really feel and know the importance of this. And you talk about the energy. It's like, I know this and I really want you to get this. So I'm going to slow down. And maybe the voice will go up because it's supposed to be free. Is it always this way? Yeah. Right? You did that a few times. I
can't help it. I'm quirky.
I love that. I was commenting on how he asks a question to himself and then he answers it with even more passion, right?
All right.
And scene.
Get out of here. I love you, Craig.
Boy.
Very captivating.
Man.
Listen to.
Craig is a master.
So this is with DY. So I'll do this with DY after. But it's like you take this literally for like, we don't have the time for it, but you like take this for like, if you're on your own, you do it for like a half hour.
Oh.
You just stare into the eyes of this animal in front of you. And you know how the Indians talk about your soul is in the picture? So this animal's soul is in this picture. Its vibration, its energy, everything is in this picture. And if you just stare at it, it starts to come alive. You literally start to see little things moving and stuff.
Show the camera a little bit.
And you ask the soul of this animal to share itself with you. It's like sitting in front of a spiritual teacher and saying, the energy that you're putting out, I'm going to absorb it. And I want to have permission to take on that energy as a gift. And you just keep staring at it, and you just keep letting it start to drop into your vibration, into your body. You breathe it into different parts. It's beyond words. You start to just really take on the gift of what it's willing to give to you, or actually what you're willing to receive.
Shit, I like that.
One of the exercises that I came up
Can I
with,
see it? Can I see it?
yeah, that I came with driving over here. So try something here. So you're gonna turn your head from right all the way to the left.
Oh.
and you're going to do it really slow and as smooth as you can. Really smooth. Okay, what did you notice?
I noticed that there's a lot of rings in my eyes.
Oh,
That's
shit,
one of
I'm
them.
sorry.
No, it's okay.
Light,
That's
alright.
one of them. But in terms of, I do notice that, you know,
This is really subtle stuff. So.
because I noticed that I start to blink a lot around here. This part was like the most smooth I felt like, but around here is when I started thinking about, oh, I need to be smooth. You know, my brain started to think like that. I need to be smooth. And now, like around here is where I started to notice the time. So
Okay.
like around here is where I'm most in my head. The beginning felt like the most clear.
Okay.
That's how I felt like.
We'll do it again.
Hmm.
And I want your feedback to be all about what you physically experienced, right? Because you said, this is where my thought, from here to here, that was good. And then from here, right? Those are all concepts and everything.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not an actual experience.
Okay.
So the assignment is to be slow and smooth, right?
How does the eye go?
I'll let you experiment with it.
Okay.
Whatever you can find to reach your goal of being slow and smooth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, practice it, Dawson. Probably helps to blur your vision.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
It does help. Oh.
Yeah.
When my vision started to become blur, I felt more. My body felt more at ease. That was very helpful.
Okay. And were you able to do the assignment? Was it smooth?
Not as smooth as. I don't think it was smooth.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because
Huh.
when you get the assignment, you think, okay, this is going to be easy. But when you're doing it, you notice it's kind of like, right? It's like jerky.
Yeah.
Then you soft focus, it's still better, but it's a little bit jerky, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now, and be really aware of the subtle stuff.
Okay.
Now the thing is, here you're doing it, right? You're moving your head. Now, just make sure everything's relaxed and have the intention to move. And let yourself be moved by your intention. Does that make sense? Even if it doesn't make sense, just let that drop in. So you're turning it and you're not doing it. You're just relaxing. Your thing, just keep relaxing and have the intention that your head's going to move. Let something else move it.
Oh shit, it works. That's crazy.
Right?
Let it go. Let go.
Yeah, and you have to just keep letting it go. And when you let
go
go,
of control.
it's surrendering to something else moving you. When it clicks, you'll have that aha moment that DY had. If you want, you can close your eyes, because sometimes that helps you surrender to something else moving you. That's what this is about, and your method to get into animal stuff. is to see from the eyes of that animal. You know, where you said you look at something, you can't even understand the words, because now you're that animal.
Ooh.
Otherwise, we're out here kind of witnessing them and like, oh, that's kind of goofy, or that looks weird, or you know, we get judgmental and stuff, or it should be more this way, or use your arms more. But it's like if you're inside the animal and you look out, and it's like, how does the animal want to move? You know, what's it really curious about? What the fuck is that thing? You know, how does the animal see it?
You're so good. Okay. Hey, stop taking time from.
Oh, no, it's fine.
We
still
talk too
good knowledge.
much. Okay, come on. Let's go.
What would you like me to practice or do?
So let's just keep saying monkey, have a picture of it in your head. Is it a big one? Is it an ape? Or is it like a more wiry? Slowly transition into human, but don't lose the energy of the animal. What does the voice sound like? Just keep giving it sounds. Yeah. And some longer tones. Yeah. So let the air create more vibration. So instead of just, it has a little more. Yeah. Start your monologue with that voice and that sound. If we don't understand you, that's okay. Just keep that sound movement, right? I want that energy of that.
You think that was just okay?
No, keep in mind, you lost it. Too much Htet, more animal. Get the sound going, get the sound moving. Just play with that sound. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so your words come from there. Your words come from there. Monologue.
I've been here for you! I've done it so many times, and you... That's all you care about, huh? Every time you speak, non-stop. That's all you care about. Now I show you my art, and you just okay? What a fucking joke you are? Huh? This is all you fucking care about, huh?
Go on, the last line. That's all you fucking care about? Let me hear it in the growl. That's all you care about?
Is that you? That's all you care about?
Yeah.
Is that all you care about?
Okay, now same thing without shouting it. You feel it in your body. Shake your body as much as you can with the vibration.
Is that all you care about?
Yeah. More of that.
Something always. Something has to mean something, huh? Why can it not be
Lower.
simple?
Simple. Simple. Ah.
Why can it not be more simple?
Yeah.
Something always have to be sophisticated to you. You think my time I have given to you is a joke? Something has to mean something to you all the time. You talk about all existential stuff and nonsense. Why can't you just look at a painting and just enjoy?
Keep
No.
going. Keep going. Keep the growl in your body. Vibrate it in your body. You're giving it all out, which is great, but I want another color. So instead of I want you're just burning inside.
You call yourself an artist. But I don't think you are. I think you're full of shit.
Lower again. Lower. More growl.
I think you're full of shit.
Stay in your thing. This is what I'm hearing. I think you're full of. I think you're full of shit. Right?
I think you're full of shit.
Yeah. Relax your stomach.
You always talk about art. Oh, don't make me laugh. I think you're pathetic.
That's good. And start to find an ending. Bring it to an end.
I wish all your art burn in hell.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bro, that was impressive.
Bro.
Been through a lot. Too much. I have a bone to pick.
And then find an ending.
Have you learned your lesson? This is not a sport. This is war. This is just the beginning. I am ready for more, Grandmaster. I am wounded and am ready. Oh, enjoy my. Oh, shit.
How's your hip? You okay?
Yeah. How do I feel? I don't know. I was in an altered state. I can't really process what just
Yeah.
happened. So I don't know. I tend to think to myself, I didn't do enough. I always think to myself, I didn't do enough. That it's not enough. But I shouldn't think that.
So it's interesting because it's like, so physically, you were alive.
Okay. I can't tell.
And you know that when you talk about like a hero, how less animated a hero is,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, within that, we still need to see your life going on and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's tough, but that was mesmerizing to me.
Really?
Like if I was the cameraman and shooting a scene, I'd like zoom in on those moments.
Because you need a close-up to see what's really
Because
happening.
you could just see there's so much shit going on inside.
Mm.
And it just pulls us in, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Which I think why some of those, you know, the A-list actors, when they're doing a scene that doesn't really look like anything, they're captivating because there's so much of a world going on. So you know they're feeling a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't get expressed in the way that we're used to or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that they're going through a lot and we could see it and it's being shared in that way.
I see. And that's enough.
Which, yeah, that's plenty. It's like when you're watching a movie that's like all action.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of that yearns for that thing where it slows down for a moment so we can process that or actually feel where the actor.
I understand, yeah. How do we get rid of the feeling that we're not doing enough and we should do more? We should push. We should entertain, you know. We should perform. Because it is entertainment, it is performance, you know.
Did you feel a lot?
Yes, I felt a tremendous amount.
Yeah.
And I purposely tried not to perform too much, but just enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very truthful.
Okay.
And that's more than enough.
Mm.